Hello and warm welcome. We have now traveled across the country and we are visiting with Judy from Calgary, Alberta. Judy Rich coordinates the Calgary Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center activities. Warm welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Erin. Nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm here today with Debbie from the Hub, from the Canadian Virtual Center for the Brahma Kumaris. And we are talking today with Calgary to find out a little bit about the spirit of the Calgary Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center. Judy, can you paint us a picture of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center activities in Calgary? And what do you feel is a special quality there?
Lovely. So it's an interesting question because we're, of course, in very interesting times. So this has affected the activities, but it feels that in some ways there was this wisdom in the drama that really prepared us for these times in terms of the structure of activities here now. So just prior to entering what we're calling a global pandemic, we had two physical formal centers in Calgary, two spaces. One was centrally located in the area called Kensington. We really thought of that as the main or central space. And then another one was in the Northeast Center, and it really emerged because it felt there was such a need there in terms of the interests of the community there. So we had these two beautiful spaces, and then it's quite interesting. We didn't choose to renew the lease in the central space when it came up, and we now can see that might have been a wise decision. It would have been difficult to sustain through a pandemic, but we did want to continue the activities. And we know during this pandemic, so much went online. So you can almost say the central space went online and this beautiful Northeast space was available. There, of course, hasn't been a lot of on-site activity at this time, but working with the different health restrictions, we have been able to provide some sustenance and programming on-site at the Northeast, and then seeing more and more happening online, whether it's through a central space that has basically gone to where I live, and we call it Shakti Bhavan, or some of it also through the Northeast Center. And we have found that offering programs in English and in Hindi has been very important. So a lot of Hindi programming, both a little on site, but also a lot online. And we also sometimes look at Gujarati or Punjabi if that's required. That would be on request, but regular programming is offered in English and in Hindi. In terms of the speciality, Calgary is located in this beautiful natural environment. It attracts people who really are interested in very healthy, active lifestyles. They like to go to the mountains, they like to ski, they like to run. They look happy when they're running, which isn't always the case. These are people who enjoy health and wellness. It's also, Calgary is also a central space for initiatives in health and well-being. So we have a lot of integrated health centers that have emerged, whether it's for cancer, or for abuse, whatever the case. It's quite a pioneer in terms of health. So health is huge in Calgary. So in our hearts, the speciality we feel is a big focus on healing. A lot of focus on healing here. And I know personally, I love intimate, quiet courses or offerings where you really get to give that TLC to the soul. It may not be one-on-one, but the feeling that they're really supported in their spiritual journey. So healing has always felt, spiritual healing, very important for myself. And I think it's really colored how we operate as a service space as well.
That's beautiful to hear that sense of the city being that way. And that's actually what's touched the hearts of you and others that have come to the center. You did mention the online programs, and we're very interested for folks across Canada who can't get to a center to hearing more about the kinds of programming you're able to do online and that people could drop in and visit. So could you tell us more about that?
Sure. So probably every BK center in general is going to offer a mix of two types of programs. One will be very more knowledge-based, so they get to be exposed to the ideas of Raj Yoga, and the other is going to be experiential-based, so they get to experience the ideas of Raj Yoga, and it's no different here. We offer a mix of knowledge, whether it's through conversation or lecture format, as well as experience, which some call maybe meditation, but it's this idea of yoga. And that's again in both languages we do that. So as an example, during the week you're going to have, and it is drop in, so you can drop in when you want for as long as you want, drop in meditation times, usually in the evening. 3 times a week in English, a couple of times in Hindi during the week, and that's weekly. So it's always there for you. And this is all available information on the website because I'm really bad at remembering the details about access. And then in English, we also offer experiment with some more interactive, and that might be more through the Zoom platform rather than YouTube, which is what the meditations might be, but more interactive, a chance to explore a single theme. Soul Cafe is something that we started recently, Saturday afternoons. It's both in Zoom and YouTube, and it's a chance to take one topic and explore it in depth. Now, one of the souls here who's very creative, her name's Nora, wanted to experiment with an interview format, much like we're doing now. And I don't know how much people like it, but we certainly enjoy doing it because it really allows you to go in depth into the idea, so that it's not just an idea anymore, to really explore it and get inside of it. And what does it have to do with my day-to-day life? So we do have once a week or sometimes twice a week, if it's in Soul Cafe, interview format as well as an online program. And it seems to be more popular than the other ones.
Wonderful. It sounds like you have that specialty also in Calgary of staying connected to the essence of the study and teaching Raja Yoga and the arts connected with that, such as meditation, but also creativity and being in tune with what are the needs of the time and keeping things interesting and fresh for people and light, interesting.
Yeah, one thing we've started to notice, and we're very open to if souls need that, is at least in the English speaking, one-on-one is coming back. When we were physically on site, obviously much more of a group format, but this particular time lends itself really well to one-on-one. If souls want to take the Raj Yoga course, we're finding this happening more and more. And again, back to that healing idea, that TLC, I'll be honest, it's what I received when I first came to the Brahma Kumaris. It was small. So much time was given to my understanding, and so I really resonate with that approach of taking as much time as you need to understand, to spend with the ideas, to experience. And when it's one-on-one, it's very personal.
Lovely. And to close, would you be able to share a gem of wisdom to pass on to folks at this time?
I can try and share a gem of experience. So I don't know if I have wisdom to share, but you said it yourself earlier, Erin, and I mentioned the healthy population here, and I myself still function as a fitness instructor, so very much involved with the health and wellness community. And there's really 2 parts to any pursuit, the outside and the inside. And there's 2 ways I can go at it. I can try and just focus on the outside look really good, and maybe not pay too much attention on the inside. Or I can trust that if I pay attention to the inside, things will work out on the outside. This is huge in fitness. You get people who just want the six-pack. They look really good, but they don't really have any core deep strength or understanding of mechanics, so they eventually injure themselves. They have a good show, but the content isn't really there. And then there's those who are very content to work with the incognito, to stick to the basics, to keep it simple, to be very honest in their alignment. Doesn't look impressive, but man, do they have longevity. And I find it's been the same for my own spiritual practice. And I sound like a broken record because I encourage it for others, is keep it simple, keep it basic, stay to the essence, trust that working from the inside out works. It may not look like much is happening for a while. I have been compared to an avocado seed myself, that it's underground for a long, long time with nothing going on. But when it does actually bear fruit, look at the result. So I'm looking forward to that moment to come. But I'm a big advocate of have faith in yourself, respect yourself. Spirituality is all about being liberated from having to put on a show anymore. It's really about caring for yourself from the inside out and trusting that that will result in something really beneficial. But you don't have to put on a show, just be very honest with yourself.
That's great. You're a beautiful avocado plant. And we'll put the website up for people throughout this so that they can touch base and find out more about the programs and when they're happening. But this has been really, really helpful for me to understand more of what's happening in Calgary.
I hope it was useful. I sometimes feel it sounds a little vague, but yeah, there are things happening. I guess that's the bottom line.
Great.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank